help. Just get me home. Please, please, I beg you. I beg you on my knees. Please. Oh, now. Please help. Help.
This is Frank Meeker's story, my beloved brother who was a victim of unlawful restraint, false imprisonment, and obstruction of justice. In 2014, Frank was 90% recovered from a stroke. In 2019, Frank was totally recovered from bladder cancer. May 17, 2020, he was hospitalized, recovered, and sent to a nursing home for rehab. He wanted to go home, and legally, he could make his own decision to go there. In that nursing home, he went to the hospital 3 times for low blood gases, then he was found unresponsive from drugs, and then contracted COVID. He recovered, but still positive and wanted to go home. Again, he legally could have gone home, but he was sent to a nursing home COVID unit against his will. Forcing a person into a nursing home against their will is against the law. July 2nd, Frank was reluctantly admitted to this nursing home from Alton Hospital. He shouldn't have been there. He wanted to go home. He could have gone home. Frank was admitted there for rehabilitation. A power of attorney, a POA, is a person whom you choose to make your decisions if you can't. But what I didn't know is he didn't need a POA paper. But at that time, you can just walk out. A POA cannot keep you, cannot make your decisions for you if you're not incompetent. And he was not incompetent. When Frank fights to go home, they give him ATIVAN to sedate him.
But without proper medication and management, he's a risk to himself.
The risk is Frank leaving her nursing home and losing money for her. The nurse said, yeah, he's not eating. What can we do? Frank isn't eating. A nurse suggests putting a PEG tube surgically into the stomach. It's a feeding tube. So we took her advice, but we found out later he couldn't eat because he was too drowsy, I can tell. A lot of ATIVAN, I saw it in the record.
Benzos are a type of sedative tranquilizer. And what benzos will definitely do is make confusion, memory loss, or other symptoms of dementia worse. Benzos also do increase falls and worsen balance.
The nursing home will lose money if Frank goes home. She has a psychiatrist giving him Hellhole. He can't understand why Frank is agitated, while Frank is laying there yelling to go home.
Antipsychotics and mood stabilizers. Often they're prescribed to people who are, quote, agitated. So here again, it's really important to know that antipsychotics are not FDA approved for this purpose.
July 31st, the medical records state Frank is not contagious, has no symptoms. He can be moved out of the COVID unit or go home. The nursing home tells the doctor they need to keep their beds filled for COVID payment. So they keep Frank in the unit until September 14, 45 more days collecting COVID money as he continues to suffer from abuse and neglect, causing complications. The nursing home tells Frank's POA that he's not safe at home, that will kill him. He needs long-term care. It's written in the records, the daughter's giving up POA. I got my POA papers, and several days that I believe it was 18, 19, 20, and 21, this admin refused to let Frank sign my papers. He was not incompetent. The nice nurse took the paper and Frank signed it. And now I'm his power of attorney. I can get him out of there. That's what I thought. They need a power of attorney. A POA cannot keep you, cannot make your decisions for you if you're not incompetent. And he was not incompetent.
Yeah, I don't consider this valid because it was signed, what is that, Saturday? And he was already considered incompetent by the medical professional.
She doesn't consider my POA valid because it was signed the day after the admin considered him incompetent. She unlawfully stopped my POA to keep Frank in a COVID unit for COVID money. Their devious scheme was to declare Frank incompetent to keep him, so a guardian could own him like property to keep him in their nursing home for COVID money. She secretly hurried to declare him incompetent. And how you do that slums test, it's only 11 questions. It was in the nursing home records that Frank was found face down on the floor the day before the slums test. So then you have to have a doctor's expert evaluation. The admin told him that he had no POA, that nobody was there, there was no plans for home care, that obviously he was abandoned. Well, so the doctor said, well, I'll sign the evaluation then. And then he does need a guardianship if there's no one there for him. The admin refused to tell the doctor that, and the court, that I had POA papers. It was legally signed. But they fought to keep him. They fought to keep Frank, and he fought to get out of there. They won't release any of his discharge any of his patients because they need to keep their beds filled for payment. And what was the payment? This was COVID at the time. This was Medicare paying COVID payments. He was not incompetent, and he was not a poor prognosis. Now you have to go to court to get guardianship. They want to keep him and control him. And she got this attorney and who has a guardianship. The admin is a member of the board of directors of this guardianship. A guardian is a person appointed by a court to make your decisions if you are incompetent. This attorney brings many people to this court to get guardianship over them.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is true, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Frank was not represented by an attorney.
He actually gets more agitated with her visits, outdoor window visitation.
She is agitating Frank, holding him hostage. Ohio Revised Code 2905.03 is unlawful restraint.
Because I think she's not helping Frank. She's being disruptive to him, to the facility. Much of this has been, in my opinion, much of this has all transpired because of you.
I didn't have you to help me, Lord. Help me. Yes, now. Please help. Help. Now. Please help.
The admin lies to the doctor and the court. She tells them that the family's fighting over POA, that we have no home care plan. We did have a home care plan. The sister is trying to release Frank against medical advice, that he has dementia and he's a poor prognosis. He did not have dementia and he was not a poor prognosis.
And all I have to go on is the records and the testimony from the nursing home.
Nurses that he doesn't want to go home with her and Vivian because he thinks they'll kill him.
I don't want to stay in this damn dump. Tell them to kill her place.
He said it to myself and others that he doesn't trust her and does not want to go home with her.
Who the hell would want to stay there?
That's
Crazy?
yeah,
Huh?
exactly.
I gotta stay in bed all day, stay in bed all day?
He's combative and resistant to participating.
I'm still laying here where I was a week ago. 2 weeks ago, laying in bed. Laying here. Yeah, but let me get up and walk. Oh, no, you can't walk. I'm gonna get up and walk. Like nothing, man. Just laying here in a bed,
Yeah, I know.
I can't stand this. I can't stand it. I gotta get up and walk.
Medicare won't cover you unless you're in rehab. And he was not in rehab. They were not rehabbing. And even the doctor though, said that they have no tools for rehab.
July, August, September, and he's been bedridden during that time.
Correct.
Has he developed bed sores?
I'm not sure what his skin condition is at this point, but I believe he does have some areas.
Now, here's your diet plan. They're called bed sores.
He's not on an anti-seizure medication right now.
Because you are fighting to get out of there, they call that misbehavior, and now they want you would be better off in a psychiatric hospital, put on antipsychotic medication.
With his increasing behaviors and agitation, we have recommended psychiatric services and some pharmacological approaches.
Order him to have a psychiatric evaluation and go to a unit that would provide those services, and no contact with the facility or Frank by Marilyn Bernstein.
Get rid of me, and you get to keep him.
Once we get him evaluated and properly medicated, you will have more options of where to place him. I don't see him coming home.
Frank either. Yeah, I want to go home. I want to go home. I know you want to go home, and I'm going to get you home.
With your observations, do you see any way this man should be at home?
No.
Yeah, let's get you home. Please, I beg you on my knees, please. Okay, we're getting you home, I promise.
With his increasing behaviors and agitation, which she blamed on me just when I visited, that he didn't want to be there. So Frank was a big guy, and you're not going to keep Frank in a bed. I would do the same thing. If they wouldn't let me, if they forced me to a bed, I'd be fighting them and kicking them and doing everything I could to get out of it.
Is the medical recommendation for Frank at this time to remain in long-term care?
Yes.
Frank was absolutely able to be discharged home with the provision that there would be 24-hour supervision care. Many of these things dealt with Frank in particular, and many were in general with patient care overall. Severe shortage of staff and contributed to poor patient care for many patients. And despite multiple conversations between myself and the administration, Frank and several other patients had prolonged and medically unnecessary delays in being transferred out of the unit. What is clear is that Frank should have been discharged, transferred out of the COVID unit well before he actually was. My recommendations to improve patient care were not being handled in a manner that I saw fit. Because of my frustration with their staffing and not properly discharging patients, I severed ties on 10/1/20.
What did you think of Dr. Opinion of New Dawn?
I don't care. It sounds like it's financial. Every facility has issues. That's hearsay because I'm not hearing it from him.
Right.
And we don't get to question him on that. I don't care why they're keeping their beds filled for payment. I mean, I don't care.
Frank needs to come home. He needs to be with his family. He needs his surroundings, his own environment. He needs to feel cared for and loved, not laying in a facility suffering alone and abandoned.
Frank either. Yeah, I want to go home. I want to go home. I know you want to go home, and I'm going to get you home.
This is Frank's happy place, his home with his family and all that he has accomplished in his life. His self-worth and values are here. His house, his land, his tractors, his garden, flowers, dogs, his tools, camper, cars, his favorite chair, good food, and freedom to make his own decisions and go wherever and do whatever he wants to. This was unlawfully taken from him by greed, deception, fraud, and corruption, contributing to his wrongful death. Growing old at home is a privilege, so is staying close to your loved ones.
Mr. Meeker is in need of a guardianship. He does have dementia. His prognosis is poor at the present time and does believe that the guardianship should be initiated. And all I have to go on is the records and the testimony from the nursing home.
somebody's telling them wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Money.
He was not incompetent, and he was not a poor prognosis. And the doctor said he's ready to go home. And I'm ready to take him there. I want you to know what they did to Frank, what they did to us, and how they can ruin lives. And how the stopping people's happiness for their own benefit. And all they're getting out of this is money and power.
Manipulate their income statements to make it appear as though they're losing. Corporations who are fraudulently taking your taxpayer money. That is basically criminal.
Just get me home. Please, I beg you on my knees, please. I beg you, get out of here. Please get me out of this fucking shit now. I don't want to be here in a hellhole. In a real hellhole.
They are liable and need to be held accountable for guardianship fraud, judicial misconduct, and false imprisonment. Frank just wanted to go home. You can become the property of a guardian and lose all rights to make any decisions about your finances, your possessions, your health, and your life.
Get him, go get him, go get him.
Yeah.
Sue that son of a bitch.
I want to read to you an email that I received from attorney Ernest Tosh about when I told him my brother's story. I have a similar case to this in Florida. Unfortunately, we are seeing more of this type of guardianship activity from the nursing homes. We need to have better guardianship laws in place to protect against this type of abuse. And each of these homes need to be held personally accountable for their actions. I'm sorry that Frank and your family had to go through this ordeal. We are trying to prevent this from happening, but the nursing home industry is strong and well funded, unfortunately with taxpayer money.